There are three reasons why Body Game wins every single time with women. Growing up, I was a skinny kid who got no attention from girls, and then at 19, I built a lean, muscular, aesthetic physique, and the benefits are life-changing. Starting with the first one, which is going to be the physical presence that you possess, giving you an instant advantage before you ever say a single word. So I want you to imagine that you had to run a race, and everyone who's running the race has to start at the start line, but you with Body Game, you get to start halfway to the finish line. That is genuinely not an underestimation of how much benefit comes along with developing a lean, muscular, aesthetic physique. Women lust over men's bodies the same way that men lust over a girl who's got some nice ass and titties. If you have a great body, women are going to be obsessed with it. They are going to be drooling over your physique. And there was a time recently when I gave a girl my Instagram. I met her out in the bar and we exchanged Instagrams, and she saw my page. She wanted to look at my page before she added herself. And she saw my abs and she was zooming in on them, showing her friend. She was like, oh my God, I saw her eyes light up. She had a big smile. She was clicking through all the physique pictures. And keep an account, I have pictures on there with sports cars, all different kinds of stuff. She didn't care about any of those. What she zoomed in on and cared about that grabbed her attention right away was the ab pictures, the ones where I have a nice body, where I'm doing something physical. Those are the ones that caught her attention and it made her light up instantly. That is why Body Game is one of the biggest advantages that you could ever possess. And for that reason, I built every single one of you an aesthetic body guide transformation, giving you everything you need to build the aesthetic body that women lust over, and that is completely for free. It's the first link in the description below. And the second reason is the competitive advantage you have against other men. See, when there's a hot girl that you want, you're not the only one who wants her. Every other guy wants her as well. So you have to stand out from every other guy. And the beautiful thing about Body Game is that so few guys have it. How many guys do you see that actually have a great aesthetic body with broad shoulders, a V-taper, they're lean, they have abs? Very few have all those character traits. You might be in the gym and you see guys who have great physiques, but that's the area where people go to work out. So of course you're gonna see some guys who have good physiques there. But if you're really going out and about in the real world, most of the people you see are either fat, they're skinny and don't have any muscle, and there's a very few percentage who are fit and actually jacked and lean. So you have such a competitive advantage against every other guy who is not prioritizing Body Game. Like you heard from the story before, that was the one thing that that girl focused on aside from all the cars, all that other stuff. And let me give you another story when I was in Norway. So I saw this girl who was talking to this guy in this booth. There was a couple other friends, mostly her girlfriends, and I wanted to go and talk to her. So I went up and introduced myself to her, and as soon as I said hi, she literally pushed this dude out of the way because it was a booth where there was a table and it was kind of hard to get in. So she pushes him out of the way, and then she grabs my arm and pulls me into the booth over him and just sits on my lap and starts kissing me instantly. And I had a really nice blazer on that was tailored, so it was really showcasing my shoulders, my V-taper, and I was looking sharp overall. And he just wasn't. He didn't have any Body Game. You could tell he was super skinny, had twig arms, wasn't even looking that good, didn't have the best clothing or presentability. And she just chose me instantly over him to the point where she genuinely pushed him out of the booth. I'm not exaggerating. This blew my mind. I was low-key in shock while this whole thing was happening. I was like, holy shit, she just pushed him, jumped on my lap, and started kissing me. I didn't even have to say anything. All I had to say was, excuse me, what's your name? That's all it took. I was in shock. So that is genuinely the power that you can possess when you have Body Game. And the third and final reason is that a strong physique signals high-value character traits without you saying a word. So you're showcasing to women in the world that you're a winner, that you're a winning bet, that they could potentially invest in and get a return on their investment. So as a young man, girls don't really expect you to have too much money, status, or any of these things. But what they really would like to see is that you are someone who has the character traits of someone who can be successful. And when you develop a lean, muscular, aesthetic physique at a young age, you're showcasing that you can be successful in one area of life, the area that you have complete control over, showing that you'll be able to also attain success in many other areas of life. And this is more important for long-term relationships in terms of the character traits. like valuing discipline, hard work, that when you set a goal, you can see it through. Girls really admire those things when it comes to having a long-term relationship. Not so much in the short term, like that girl who jumped on my lap and kissed me. She doesn't really care if I'm hardworking or disciplined. She just cares about the attraction factor. But it's really got dual benefits, right? Because you want to be someone that girls lust over. That's going to get your foot in the door. That's going to get everything opened up for you. But it's also going to give you the potential to form long-term relationships with high-value, beautiful women at a young age because they see that you're someone that they can invest in and get a good future from. So there's so many benefits from developing body game. It's the number one thing that every single man should be focusing on if you really want to just have a massive advantage in the dating marketplace. There's nothing that compares to it. So for that reason, I built you guys the Aesthetic Body Transformation Guide. It's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below. You can grab that now.